Just keep working on it, though. I kind of flat on this side while I'm talking like I've been asleep on this side.
Got me looking raggedy. Like I just woke up like somebody else. But I ain't calling no names.
I mean, I look like Uncle Moses. I don't know if that's better or not. It's getting worse. Look at that.
Yeah, mine getting worse.
I don't know.
Mine ain't looking right.
It's
Gotta be teased a little better. Something ain't right. I'm looking like I'm Ned DeWino.
okay. I think it just helps when you pull it back and then give it a little Superman S curl down the front. Hey y'all, it's two grooms in a pod, and I'm Cleo.
And I'm Shannon.
And this is episode 11. Oh no, it's episode 12 actually. Episode 12. And I just thought we mixed it up this episode and play in the wig today.
It's definitely mixed up.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I need a blowout.
Yeah, I need a pick.
Remember those?
A blowout. I don't know about no. I've never had a blowout.
We all had blowout. You didn't have Afro before?
I mean, I had fro, but I just picked it out. I didn't blow
You
it
went
out.
to the barbershop and got a blowout.
No, I didn't do that. I was poor.
All right.
I didn't go to the barber shop. Couldn't afford that. I get my haircuts in the kitchen.
We went to the barbershop. We weren't, I wasn't
I know
rich.
y'all wasn't rich, but guess y'all had a couple more dollars. And your barber shop was cheaper than ours was. I get a little. Look, I done found a natural part in this.
I'm looking like Jimi Hendrix.
I'm looking like that man who knows everything, who's real smart. I think he's still alive today. I can't think of his name.
Dr. Somebody, Simon.
Yeah. West. Whatever his name is. I can't think of his name. So we are going to talk about several things, as the week goes on, we're living life, and then things pop up, we see things in ideas come, and I'm like, oh, let me put that down. Or I tell you if I'm driving, oh, hey, write this down and put this in the notes for the podcast. And basically, we're constantly just, I don't know, inspired by life. And
There's always something happening where we can get inspiration from something.
it's really hard to take you serious with that wig on right now.
Because I look raggedy.
But we gonna make it. We're gonna make it through. So, this past weekend we were, over on the Dallas Fort Worth Waco side of things, and we got a chance to go to this cute little restaurant called what was it called?
Magnolia Table.
Yeah. It's you guys know that family that flips houses and stuff.
Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Yes, Chip and Joanna Gaines. Oh, look at you! You better know. Chip and Joanna Gaines, and they have a cute restaurant.
Yep.
And we just said, hey, we don't live here. We're from a ways away, so let's just try a few things, right?
Yep.
And so well, first of all, we go into the restaurant, and we were sitting there for about 10 minutes, and no one said boo. Okay, no one came by and said,
Right.
hey, sorry, yeah, I'll be right with you. And like servers was walking past.
Yeah. Every few seconds there was somebody walking by a server, something.
Busboy,
Yeah.
manager looking like people, but nobody said nothing. So about 10 minutes, I saw this young lady walking by, and I said, with the shirt on, and I said, excuse me, like a Magnolia table shirt. And I said, excuse me, we haven't been spoken to, and we've been sitting here for 10 minutes. And she was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. We will get you taken care of right away. And she said, I'll get somebody over to your table right away. So then they sent our waiter over. I think his name was Chris. They sent Chris over to the table. I think his name was Chris.
You know what? I really don't know what his name was because I completely tuned him out.
Yeah, Shannon was.
I was like,
because first of all, Chris came over to the table and was like, hey guys, so what can I get for you?
and I was like, I was stone-faced. I was over it. I was ready to leave.
Because
I was done.
Because the part of the problem
Stick a
was
fork in me. I was done.
Because Chris didn't apologize.
Chris came up like, hey, how's it going? Like, we'd only been sitting there like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that part.
Yeah.
So I completely
But we weren't going to leave, so I just ignored that part and just made a note to myself. So, he's like, so what do y'all want to do? I got me a little strawberry lemonade, and I asked Shannon. I said, well, we might as well just, I said we might as well just play, get a couple things on the appetizer list. The prices are very reasonable.
it wasn't bad. It was
like
reasonable.
Pigs in a blanket were like $8. I think the biscuits were $12, and what was the other thing? Oh, the
deviled eggs.
The deviled eggs were somewhere in the neighborhood of $10 or something, $10-12. So not bad. So we ordered.
It adds up.
So we ordered all three things. Okay, and because we just want to try things. You don't have to eat it all, girls. You can always take stuff home. So,
but you never eat your leftovers. So you always like, let's take it home, but you never eat leftovers. So that makes me eat more than you.
You claim you don't mind leftovers.
I don't.
And I sometimes don't, depending on what it is.
Okay.
So, where was I?
Sorry.
So, so we got that. The appetizers were brought to the table. Then the manager lady who I had stopped came by and said, hey, we're going to comp these for you. Of course, my mood went way up after that.
Mine didn't change.
Free appetizers. This one, still,
I was a sourpuss. I really was.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then until finally we were like, you might want to pick it up so the boy don't spit in your food.
I thought about that later. Yeah.
So we did end up getting the salmon. I mean, there was like a burger option. There was like some steak frites kind of thing. There was other like heavier options. But we decided to get the salmon with orzo rice because we, well, just kind of like keep it light,
I'm surprised we didn't get different plates so we could eat off each other.
Yeah, but everything else was so heavy-ish. Or there was something else that I wanted besides salmon. Like we both were just in the mood for salmon. Yeah. So we got the salmon, and then, of course, you can't go to the Magnolia Bakery and not get dessert.
You make it sound like you've been there forever. How could you not get
Magnolia
this?
Table. Well, you can't go to because I have watched Magnolia Bakery on TV.
Oh, okay.
And I know that they're famous for we all know, say it with me, people, the banana pudding. Like it's they have a Magnolia Bakery in New York, and the lines around the block for the banana pudding. So, I knew we wanted to try that. So,
okay.
But Shannon doesn't like banana pudding.
No, I don't.
So we decided to get strawberry cake as well.
Crumble or something?
Yeah, it's like a crumble. Strawberry cake. It was strawberry cake, but it had a crumble icing on the outside of it, right?
Yeah.
Buttercream crumble icing. Desserts, the banana pudding as promised, delicious. I took just a couple of bites because I was so full, and I just took it to go and took it to back to the hotel. Same thing with the cake. Shannon took a few bites of the cake. I took a bite of the cake. I wasn't as impressed as for the cake. The cake was a little dense for me.
It was, and it was sweet, but it was good.
Yeah,
it
but
was good.
You ate it up.
It wasn't as
later.
moist as probably what you wanted.
Yeah, I like mine a little bit more wet.
But it was still good.
Yeah, but it was good. So the restaurant, as far as food, cleanliness, decor, had a cute little ambiance. I give the restaurant an 8 out of 10 myself. Service, if the service would have been on point from the beginning, it would have been a 9. But because it wasn't, it's like an 8.
I'm a 6.
Even with the comp.
That free food doesn't matter. I mean,
But they tried to make up for it. It was
I don't like being ignored. It's a first impression. I wasn't, very impressed.
Okay.
The first, meeting. Maybe the next time I'll give it another try and see if it's better. But I wasn't impressed with the whole experience. The food was good, but everything considered, I wasn't happy.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
I'm not being hard. I just after you wait.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to go back.
Yeah,
sometimes it's hard to go back. Yeah. So that's fair. So check it out. Hopefully your experience will be a little bit better than Shannon's when you go.
We had the same experience.
That's in Waco. Yeah, but my reaction is different to the experience.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we were hanging out with my sister, I think last weekend, and my mom. We went to see Sinners together, and we saw Sinners again this past weekend because I just wanted to see it again and get an opportunity to kind of just look at other things. Because when I'm first watching a movie, I'm looking for the character, I'm looking for the story, I'm looking for I'm not trying to critique it, is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just be entertained and hoping that the movie will take me away and I won't be thinking about things, right? And so this time I wanted to watch it and think about things. I wanted to watch it and be a critic. And I don't mean critic as in negative, but critic as in be critical and be critically thinking about, oh, this line, he said this, and oh, when the Native American said this, oh, that was an indicator of this, and like just that kind of thing. And oh, like look, that club is named after his first girlfriend, and just looking and thinking about things from that perspective.
I think you just wanted to see if you missed anything from the initial viewing of it.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So we went and saw it again, enjoyed it again. I didn't fall asleep. Shannon kind of, dozed, had a moment. He think I didn't see him, but I saw him. He had a little.
I dozed.
Yeah. But that's okay. The movie is dialogue heavy in the beginning, so
I wasn't.
No,
we had a long day, so I dozed because I was just kind of just tired. It was hot. Yeah, that kind of thing. So it wasn't the movie that I fell asleep on. It was just my body was a little tired.
Okay.
And anticipating the ride home. But I still enjoyed it. I think I just needed to get up and get some drinks.
Yeah, that's why I said
and some refreshments.
That's why I touched him. I said, "Hey, you wanna get some icy?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then he said,
I sat,
and he sat there.
Okay, I'm wondering when he's gonna get up and go.
I'm like, "No, that's for you to go get it because you clearly need to get up." So.
I didn't get that.
You get up.
I figured it out later on.
Yeah.
After 5-10 minutes, I'm like, he hasn't gotten up yet. Then I feel a tap. I think it's about time to get some. And I'm like, oh, you want me to get it?
That was for you. That was your clue.
Thank you.
Yes. Just trying to look out for you.
Now I know.
So my sister, she had kids early, and she's now an empty nester, and she's in the next phase of her life, and we've been joking slash not joking about what kind of man she needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the kind of what kind of man she needs in this next phase as a 40-something woman with no kids but who's still popping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about how she's ready for the soft life, right? She's a hardworking woman. She's an independent woman. She got her own, but the next man who comes into her life,
Uh-huh.
she wants him to be able to provide a soft life. And
I thought that's most women.
is that what most women want? They want a man to provide the soft.
I'm assuming I'm
the
not a
soft
woman,
life,
but
you think?
I think so.
Because to me, the soft life in the sense that he's footing the bills for everything and
I know what you mean.
and taking her just for the people.
Okay.
Because to me, I think most women, or I can't speak for women, I guess people, you want a partner, you want someone who's going to, do their share. I guess that's not true from what we hear about the stories. I mean, I'm not heterosexual, but I hear that the women do want, traditionally, in the heterosexual realm, that they do traditionally want the man to, to be able to lead, but not necessarily always in finances necessarily. I mean, in the modern woman.
I've been hearing different, like, so
It's really
the
confusing for
ladies,
straight men. It's very confusing.
the dating stories I'm hearing, on social media is that a lot of the women now want the man to do everything. They don't want to do any financial obligation.
Like he needs to foot the bill. He needs to pay the bills.
Everything. Her
He
money is hers. His money is theirs.
is there. Oh, okay.
That's what I'm getting now.
Okay.
I think when we grew up, we saw, well, I guess first part of my life, I saw the men doing everything because that's just the sign of the times. Women didn't really work a lot or had certain kind of jobs, just, by being some racial stuff, all that stuff. But anyway, it wasn't until like when I got a little older, women got out more, getting degrees and doing it for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it seems like now the modern women seem to be like, they're still getting their own, getting their education and doing their thing, but they still want, or they want the man to do everything. So they're trying to adopt some of the traditional things, but they've changed too. Like, I don't understand how they can expect for a man to pay everything, but yet they're making just as much as a man or making more than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand that part.
Well, I guess in a lot of cases you do want somebody to make your life easier, or help share the load and be a partner. I would say that's typically the attitude is, we're in this together. We're a union and we're going to make this thing together. I'm sure there's always exceptions to the rule. And so like people like my sister who used to be like that, who used to be, I'm looking for, a man who just, you hold your own, you hold me, I'll hold you up, you hold me up, and, we'll get through this life together. But now, after being through some things, being through some guys who weren't that great, it's like, no, I want someone to provide a soft life. I want someone to say, hey, take off work, I got a trip planned. You didn't have to think of nothing. Let's go. Oh, you just casually mentioned that you need an oil change. The oil gets changed. Because it's not just about somebody necessarily providing full financial support. It's also about someone being a provider, whether that's emotionally, physically, who just makes your life feel like, oh, I have no stresses. And I think asking for a soft life specifically, particularly, is a particular kind of request.
It is. I guess the way I'm reading it is, I don't think men ever stop providing. Like, if something's going on with a woman, car issues, get my hair done, whatever. I think men traditionally still, hey, you need anything, or let me give you this, that kind of thing. I don't think that ever really stopped. I think now what I'm talking about is they're talking about not having to do anything. Like not even helping in the house, not getting groceries. Their money is theirs to do whatever they want, but yet they still want the man to do their hair, their nails.
Is that the soft
and pay
life,
for the
or is
kids.
that something else?
I think the soft life, I think you're talking about, I'm not trying to define what you're saying, but what I'm hearing is that someone in a different tax bracket to make having some luxuries that you're not used to
Right.
happen.
Yes. You want to
Yes.
upgrade. You want some man to come in and upgrade your life. Yes, I think
Yes.
that's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Th-
You want
that's how I got
someone,
it.
yes, who if you're at 50, you need somebody at 150, 250 plus to come in and upgrade your life. If you're at 100K, you need somebody at 500K plus to come in and upgrade your life. To do things for you, you can't do for yourself.
Yeah, but you're talking numbers that aren't average.
That's
The
why
average-
it's a fantasy.
Okay, I got you.
That's why it's a hope
Because-
and a wish. A wish.
Yeah, because the percentage of that is very, very low.
It's very low.
Okay.
But they're out there though.
They
have
are.
have you ever took the time to just drive randomly through a moderately sized city and go through the wealthy neighborhoods? Girl, who are doing these jobs where people get to build houses like this? Some of these houses, I'm like, what are you doing? I want to be like Joan Rivers used to have that show called How'd You Get So Rich? And she'd go up to people's houses and knock on the doors and go, tell me, what do you do for a living? How'd you be able to buy this house? Or she'd stop people on the street who driving a fancy car. Tell me, how'd you get so rich? How can you drive a car like this? Or whatever. Like, that's the kind of stuff I want to do.
I get it. But, I think times are changing. People are making more money, but then as you make more money, you spend more. But
Yeah, and that's why you need somebody, or that's why people who want a soft life are wanting someone, well, they don't have to think about money.
True. But then, a lot of things come with that.
A lot of things do come with that, yes.
A certain kind of lifestyle, other partners. You may be sharing
True.
time, families, all those other stuff.
You end up in a Neo situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you kind of...
Or we were watching Cheaters the other day, and that man had two.
Right.
He had a man and a trans woman, and he said,
They're both trans.
huh?
They're both trans.
The other one was not trans.
I think she was.
No, he was a he. The first one. The second was a trans woman. She.
Okay, I was thinking both of them as being trans.
Well, no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Because he was given...
Yeah, he was given very femme, but
Right.
yeah, he was.
Okay.
No. So the man said, I just want y'all to sit down and shut up and do what I say, and I'll provide. And if I'm providing, you should be sitting down, shutting up, and doing what the hell I
And
say.
one knew to shut up and sit down.
Yes.
That's what she said.
She said, I'm okay.
But the other one was like,
Blah, 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 blah.
But yet he was very hypocritical because he had sugar daddies
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah, we won't get into the whole episode.
Right, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole point is that, yes, sometimes when people have that kind of power, as you were saying, it does come with strings. And so maybe my sister does want a sugar daddy. No, that's not what she said. A soft life.
That's what you're saying.
Soft life. Sorry. But a soft life, as you said, does come with strings.
Yeah. Because, a lot of times those people know that they have control. And they know that a lot of people want what they have or some of what they have. So take the good with the bad.
I'll take
can deal with it.
I'll take a soft life.
Okay. Me too. Just saying. You want one? I want one too.
That's not how it works. That's not how this works.
Really?
We both can't want a soft life.
Well, somebody got to get it
Somebody got
together.
to get it together. Yes.
You better start writing or something.
Anyway,
I'm not built to be working so hard. I'm just saying.
anyway. So one of our listeners or watchers, hey, how you doing? Out there, Chocolate Bear wrote in,
Oh, we
and
got a write-in.
he was talking about uh, a previous note he had written in before, and he wanted to offer some clarification because he said we did talk about his issue, but I think there was some meat left on the bone because
Okay.
he offered some more clarification.
Okay.
So in his email to us, he said that him and his partner of several years, they're boyfriends, and the issue that he's had with his partner, his boyfriend, is that his boyfriend does not perform oral sex on him enough.
Okay.
Essentially, he doesn't really do it unless he puts in a special request for it, and he's mentioned it to him before, and he said he's to the point where he feels like he's going to have to step out on the relationship, and their relationship is a monogamous relationship, and so he just wanted to know at this point what should he do, because he's asked for what he wanted. He said that his boyfriend gives him the best he's ever had, and he's told him so. But the boyfriend just said, "I'm just not that into doing that," and so he wants some information on how to proceed.
I mean, they have to communicate. He has to tell his friend, okay, am I going to have to step out? Am I going to have to get it somewhere else? What do we do? Because I really want it. I really, really want it. And you do it wonderfully. Please, please do it. Not like he's begging, but you have to open up those lines of communication and let him know, hey, I need to seek it elsewhere, and have that conversation about that. Doing things undercover is not going to work.
Right. Yeah.
So you really have to talk to your partner about it and build the future with that in mind.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Because your partner isn't into it, say, I can't deal with that. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, it is a problem, and it's also a thing where I was think that if he has to be prepared though, because this is almost like you're about to have a ultimatum kind of conversation. It's what essentially is what it is.
It's leading to that.
It is an ultimatum conversation because what you're saying is, even though we've agreed to be monogamous, you told me you can't do this. I've asked for this. I need this, so I'm going to step out on the relationship in order to get this need fulfilled. Now, your partner's either going to say, I'm with it, you can go do that, or he's going to say no, and we need to break up. Because you're saying, I need to have that, and I'm going to go to get it. But you also got to be prepared for his reaction to your action.
Well, that's why he's communicating, saying, hey, these are the options that we probably are going to have to face. You know, do I need to seek it elsewhere because I really want that physical, connection or sexual act? Or do I just live without it while I'm with you,
Yeah.
So, either way. And then, once he gets the answer, then that's a deeper conversation.
Well, I definitely want to offer some advice to Chocolate Bear's boyfriend and just say, you need to communicate what's the deep reason why you don't like doing this. Because if there's something that because he could be holding back on, there's some reason more than just, oh, I don't like doing it. Maybe he doesn't want to hurt his feelings because maybe he doesn't like doing it to him. Maybe it's, maybe he's like, you always ask me when you come from the gym, and you're not smelling the best. Like, whatever it is, be honest about your why. About why it's not working for you, and be honest about why you need it. Why that act is important to you. I mean, we're men, most of us understand it, we get it, but you might need to have that conversation with him because clearly not everybody is the same.
True. But I guess when you're in a relationship with someone, usually you're both trying to please each other. That's the ideal thing, right? Mm-hmm. Depending on what kind of preference you like.
Right. Yeah.
So I can't understand it, but I think it's important to please your partner.
Yeah.
And by doing that, it's going to take not doing things that you like or are comfortable with all the time.
True. Very true.
But that comes with people who like to please instead of,
right.
giving. Those different roles, that's a deeper conversation.
But he didn't say that his partner didn't do anything else, to try to take care of him. He just mentioned that particular thing.
But still, that's a part that's important to him.
Yeah,
and he's telling you straight up from his mouth, this is what he wants from you. Mm-hmm. This is what he likes.
Yeah.
And if you still don't want to do it or kind of vague about it,
mm-hmm.
I don't think that's good.
Yeah. You can't
you have to address it.
You got to be direct and just be prepared for what happens. And this is what I say. Also, don't bring it up as an ultimatum until you're ready to deal with the repercussions. For example, do y'all live together? If y'all live together, can you afford to move out? Can you afford to break the lease? Can you afford to get yourself back to work? Like, do you have your own car? Like,
that's why I always say have your own.
So I'm just saying these are some things to think about, because sometimes you get so caught up in trying to get what's right and get in your feelings that you're not recognizing the reality of your financial situation, and you might have to suck it up or deal with not getting sucked up because your finances ain't in the place where they need to be. So I'm just saying,
that's life. Life is tough.
Well, I don't want you on the street, girl. So I'm just saying, if that's what it is, then quiet on the set, quiet on the set. As far as like, don't issue no ultimatums.
No,
have a conversation about it.
It never works.
Whine about it. Oh no, I really wish you would. Why don't you? Like, whatever, but no ultimatums if you can't afford to deal with the repercussions of an ultimatum.
Yeah, once you find out what he really thinks, shut your mouth up and do what you got to do to survive.
Yes. I hope a little bit of that was helpful on some level. So while we were in Waco, we made a pit stop into South Lake, and where we stopped and went by this restaurant called Whistle Britches. I think the name is
Where's South Lake?
Whistle Britches. It's in Dallas. It's like a Dallas area. It's where we went to the Whistle Britches restaurant where we met.
To clarify.
Yeah. It's near Dallas. Okay. So we stopped by there to go to Whistle Britches and get their delicious biscuits, and they have seasonal jellies and chicken and waffles. I got the fried catfish, which was delicious.
I had chicken and waffles.
You had chicken and waffles.
And I had a piece of catfish because I was greedy and I wanted to taste it, which was really great.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. So we met my friend there, our friend, and he was talking to us about this date is about to go on with this guy.
Wait a minute. Have you cleared?
Yes, he's girl, we don't want to lose another one.
Because your mouth.
So
Don't be getting us in trouble. We
So-
don't have no friends.
So he was talking about this date he was going on with this guy who, so him and the guy had been texting on the phone. And so the guy, they finally say, let's talk to each other on the phone. So the guy calls my friend, and okay, you be my friend, the phone rings and you pick up and say hello. Ring, ring. And I'm he's the guy that we don't know. I'm the potential suitor. So that's the friend, I'm the potential suitor. Okay. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
Hello. Oh my God. Hello. So nice to speak to you. So my friend is like, just like that, look at the phone like, girl, what is going on? Why did this purse fall out of his mouth? And listen, we are not shaming any types over here, okay? But I'm just telling you the real conversation that was had, okay? So my friend is like, why did this purse fall out of his mouth? He is so feminine, okay? And he was not expecting that because my friend is a little on the feminine side himself, and he is a bottom. I don't think I'm divulging anything. And he's looking for a top.
A man.
See, now you do it. You cross. You cross.
A certain kind of man.
A certain kind of man. Thank you. You're looking for a certain kind of man. Woo! Walking a tightrope up in here, girl.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Not everybody knows what you're talking about. We have a mixed audience.
Okay.
You gotta don't send the straights away with talking the wrong way.
If they're listening to us by now,
I'm just saying
they get it.
They may not get it the whole way. Okay. So anyway, so he's looking for a certain kind of guy, a guy who maybe is a little bit more on the masculine side of things. And so he calls me, after their conversations, and like, oh my God, girl. He was like, hello, oh my God, how you doing? So nice to meet you. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? And have I just met another bottom? And so, and of course, listen, as a gay person, we deal in stereotypes. Let's just keep it 100. We deal in stereotypes because stereotypes is what has kept us safe. When you were a young gay, in the past, you had to go on clues and inklings and physical traits, sounds. It's like being in the wilderness, right? And you're looking for the right colored plumage so that oh, that's a gay bird right there, right? So it's about, so it comes across to the lay person as a little dealing in stereotypes and being
maybe
negative
judging.
and being judgy, but really it came out of a place of trying to identify safe people to deal with as a gay person and people who you can possibly mate with. So sometimes we do talk in those kind of more feminine, masculine, whatever ideals or whatever. Right. So that's the sense of like when we say like, oh, he was looking for a man. Okay, it's rooted in some other stuff. Okay, but anyway, I digress. So,
well, growing up, we weren't direct.
You couldn't be.
You couldn't be
because you may get your ass whooped.
Right. So you had to make assumptions.
Yes.
Based on different characteristics.
Calculated assumptions.
Correct.
Yes.
And so that's all I mean.
Yeah. So my friend called me. He's just like, I don't know what to do. I said to him, okay, now they have this thing called soft tops, right? And he's like, a soft what? I said, a soft top. Some people call them blouses, depending on the the lingo you subscribe to. And the soft top is a man who's generally, the more aggressive type, but sexually, but he is his outward demeanor or appearance is somewhat feminine in some way, whether that's his voice, his dress, the way he carries himself. Something about him makes him a little bit more effeminate than
more masculine
than the masculine you would assume of the top typically.
Right.
So he was concerned. And I said, well, maybe he's a soft top. And he's like, But the thing about it is the guy he's attentive. He texts, he reaches out. There's good conversation. So he's like, okay, we're men of certain age. You just can't get rid of people for willy-nilly stuff now. You got to make sure they have real disqualifying qualities.
Right.
So my friend set up a date with a guy. Well, actually, he called him back and to set up a date, but also to clarify the positioning,
the level of interest,
but also like, are you a top? Because at that point, he didn't know.
Oh, he didn't. I thought he knew. Okay,
he knew when we talked, but I'm going back before our conversation.
Okay, gotcha.
And so the guy clarified that he is a top. So now moving forward to our brunch conversation, they had gone on a date. The date ended, and the guy said, "Oh, here, let me give you a little hug," and they hugged, and they essentially departed. And my friend was a little upset that the guy did not go in for the kiss. Like, he's thinking, well, are you really interested? Because you didn't even go in for an end of date kiss. But Shannon, you had some thoughts about maybe why he didn't. And do you stand by that, or
I stand by it because if you're having a brunch or a dinner date, I'm not trying to slap you down with a kiss. So maybe a peck on the cheek, a nice strong hug would have sufficed after meeting and eating for a date. That's me.
Well, that's why I think my friend wasn't necessarily looking for tongue, but he was looking for some lip-to-lip action, and the man did not offer it. And so that made him think, well, is he really that interested? Part of me is thinking, have you been catfished? Because, sometimes bottoms masquerade as versatile tops, meaning you go both ways, in order to have a date. To get in with someone, because
then switch it up later.
Because being a bottom sometimes limits your dating pool. And so that's my only fear, and maybe the guy, but yet the guy still is reaching out. He's still so far maintaining interest. They're scheduling another date. And so the jury is still out on whether this soft top is, one, actually a top, two, interested in a sexual way, and then three, are they even compatible? Is the next thing we got to figure out.
All of that. I think, our friend needs to just relax and kind of let it flow, because it may just take time.
Yeah.
It may take time.
That's why I say, girl, keep dating other people. Keep exploring. Keep exploring your options, and that way you don't have to rush anything as you figure the soft top out. Because
I didn't think he was all in anyway.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's all in either. But
so he should not put all his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
So moving on to another topic. So we grew up in a generation where you heard a lot of people say different things for how you communicate about the person you're dating. When you're gay, like, oh, that's my boyfriend, that's my lover, that's my friend. What's some other things you heard people say?
Partner.
That's my partner. Which is very popular today, which is what we're going to talk about, because that's my partner. People are even the straights are calling their husbands and wives, they're partners. We're gonna talk about that today. But what else? Anything else you're hearing or that you've heard in the past?
Boyfriend, partner,
Lover,
yeah,
my
lover,
man.
lovers is what we kind of grew up.
Yeah, kind of
I
hearing.
kind of grew up hearing.
So
Yeah.
my question is, when you like now, it's almost it's kind of coming in, and I don't mean this in a judgmental way or anything like that, but this is kind of coming in the vein of the where we're being more thoughtful about pronouns. I think now a lot of people are not saying my wife, my husband, there's my significant other. That's the other one. They're saying my significant other,
Better
my
half.
my better half, my partner is probably the most popular one, and I almost feel like straights are co-opting that too as a way of being almost like being an ally, I guess, because if everyone's saying my partner, then no one has to necessarily out themselves as a
Correct.
as a man. I don't have to say, oh, my husband,
Correct.
right? Because we're all saying partner,
Yes.
and so you can't automatically assume gay
Right.
if the woman says, oh, my partner, he's coming later,
Right.
right? So, but for me, I feel like we have earned husband. We've been through the trenches to get here. And so I'm just like, bitch, he's not my partner. He's my husband.
Yeah. I mean, I never can, refer to you as that.
As what?
As a partner.
As a partner, yeah. Yeah, because it's like, I think it's different for some of us. Like those of you who maybe didn't have who don't have to think the way that the gays have had to think about being in a relationship. I can see how how just I'm gonna say partner, I'm an ally, I'm gonna say partner. But for me in my house, I'm like, no, girl, it's a husband, because I was saying partner when I was shacking up with somebody who was not my husband, right? So
You're just my special friend.
So I never use special friend. Although we do have although we do have a friend who a man said, well, my friend said to him, the guy he was dating, so what are we? And he said, you're my special friend. And he said that to me. I said, girl, are you a dog, bitch?
But I had heard that before, so it wasn't new to me. But a lot of times, that's what we said when we really didn't want to come out
right
to our family.
He's my special friend.
Yeah,
girl, that's gay. The gayest thing ever. He's my special friend.
Well, that's a way of that person saying that I'm committed, but a little bit. I'm halfway in there, but we ain't there all the way.
Right, and the sad part is, my friend had been dating this guy for about a year at this point, and he still put him in the "you're my special friend" category.
But we kind of knew what that was about. It's kind of like, labels was the thing. It wasn't about the level of love or commitment. It was just about how they felt internally about their sexuality.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. See, I have another topic here. So this is kind of a random question, and we'll end on this. When you meet someone who reminds you of someone that you used to know, someone who reminds you of, let's say you're at work and you meet somebody that reminds you of that person who stole your job, who blocked you from a promotion. Like he comes and has that same kind of energy and personality. Are you immediately wary of that person? If you meet somebody when you were dating and you meet somebody who has the same kind of energy as someone who broke your heart or someone who stole some money from you, do you immediately put that person into a category and judge them? or are you the kind of person that can give that person the, I guess, grace, or does that not, or does it even come to your brain at all?
I mean, I don't compare people with each other. I always have been able to look at people individually and put them in categories based on what they bring to me.
Okay.
Without, I mean, later on I'll be like, oh gosh, that reminds me of my ex or or ex friend or a family member that got on my nerves because of this. But I don't. I let everybody prove to me who they are to me individually. They may remind me of a lot of things that happen, and I try to stay clear on certain levels, or just keep them at a arm's distance until I figure it out.
Okay.
So I don't really judge people that.
Well, I don't know if I call it judging, but maybe it is judging.
It is comparing,
but I am definitely putting you on the slow get to know train.
Yeah.
When you bring me an energy that I recall having been connected to before in the past, and sometimes I may not even recall it, just something in my gut tells me, danger, Real Robinson, because maybe in the past life you fucked me over, and I just can't remember it. And so I will trust the energy that someone's bringing to me, whether that's good or bad. I'm going to trust how my gut is responding to their energy,
right,
and to their behavior, and if they remind me of this fast talking, slick, ex, blah blah blah. Okay. I'm not going to not deal with you, but I'm looking.
I think it's the level of
I'm looking.
How much do you protect yourself in that moment from that person? How much you give? How much information you give? What kind of involvement you give to that person at the beginning? I think means a lot to how you proceed. So I think we all compare people to people in our lives or our past, but I try not to let it keep me from moving on or building other relationships with people.
Sure.
Because I could be wrong. It could be, some people come at me a certain way and it's strong and heavy at first, and then sometimes they become, my closest friends.
That's true. That is very true.
So
yeah.
I try not to, judge people by that's like one stroke or whatever they call.
Yeah.
A broad stroke.
Yeah. First impressions, like you did the server at Magnolia Table.
Well, that's why I said I'll go back again, give it another try, because maybe it was a bad night.
Okay. Well, you're totally right, because one of my best friends, Angela.
Don't try it.
When I first met her in college, a group of us was hanging out, and she let out this big old belch, like, brah. And I was like, oh, that's so ladylike. And she was like, well, I'm not a fucking lady. And I was like, oh, this bitch.
And now you're the best of friends.
And then the best of friends. I don't know. I always try to remember, and she probably can remember, when that switch happened where we went probably from like, to like loving on each other. It probably because we had mutual people that we thought was full of shit. And then we bonded over that probably.
You're more alike than you.
Different.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I've had that happen a lot.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm not sure what this episode was about. I mean, there's wigs,
Afros.
There's talks about restaurants. There's talk about soft tops and not having oral. It's just kind of all over the place.
It's not planned. It's fun. It's talking. If you want a serious show, try to come back and maybe we'll get more serious later. But
yeah, we'll give you a serious later. Yeah, don't go away.
I'm about to say something like go somewhere else, but don't go anywhere else.
Ooh, breathe.
You're sweating.
I'm not sweaty, but it does feel good to let the head breathe.
Okay. I'm done too.
Remember to follow or subscribe, however they do that, on Spotify,
and YouTube.
and on
Subscribe
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Follow on
Spotify. We will, yes, we will come to Apple Podcasts. Yes, we will come to Stitcher. We're coming. It's been a busy time, and I haven't really had a time to like get over there because I'm also the technician and the editor and the blah blah blah. So we haven't had time to get to those things. It's been kind of busy.
So I'm not doing nothing. What are you saying?
I didn't say you're not doing anything. Okay. I was talking about what I'm doing, but that guilty dogs will bark. Okay,
it sounds like a personal
attack. And then what they say, guilty dogs will bark. I mean, he has been putting the light back there. You know, he put the light. He pulled up a light. You know, he plugged in a light. You know, he's taking notes.
I'm a technician too.
When asked, Teether, we got this new.
I haven't used it yet.
You haven't used it? Oh, my teeth are looking nice and white. He got this new
from
toothpaste.
Nando. It's the teeth whitening strips.
Teeth whitening strips, organic with coconut.
Yes.
Using those girls using the charcoal him smile, his smile.
Yep.
30 seconds of that, brushing regularly. And girl, the teeth they're kind of giving like artificial chiclets a little bit. I mean, if they were like perfectly shaped, y'all be thinking I had some fake teeth in here, but unfortunately, they're not perfectly shaped.
Your teeth are fine.
And the gums are pink. I'm brushing the, the gums are nice and pink. Y'all, girl, have I said this on the air before about y'all don't have to live with dark gums? People out there,
you told me that.
I wasn't judging you. I haven't even paid attention to your gums like that. I don't even know. They could be.
You didn't say that to me.
I was talking to you about it.
About gums.
Yes.
You asked me if I brushed my gums.
I did ask that. Yes. So, because you don't have a gummy smile when you smile, which I appreciate. Ugh, I just found that so unattractive.
Some people have more gums than teeth.
Yeah, and I couldn't date them. But I'm not judging.
You're not.
But getting back to my point, you don't have to live with dark gums. You got to brush the gums, brush them regularly.
And your tongue.
When you brush your teeth, brush your tongue. Yes.
Scrape your tongue.
Yeah, scrape it with a scraper. Yes. Yeah. That'll help get some of that bacteria out of there. Mm-hmm. So that's your uncle lesson for today. Change your towels out.
Yes.
Don't let them sit in the shower stiff, young men. I know y'all be guilty. Okay. Thank y'all for listening to Two Grooms in a Pod. I'm Cleo.
And I'm Shannon.
And it has been I know I've started talking kind of low towards this last 2 minutes. I feel like I'm
got a little soft.
I'm getting very
comfortable
in the midnight hour. With Two Grooms in a Pod. I love my She-Ra shirt. She's been shearing all night. Princess of Power.
I need some more t-shirts.
You're all right. You could have wore your little sucker shirt. The one that Fred Sanford shirt. Yeah. You have to wear it another day.
Big dummy.
All right. Oh, yeah, you big dummy. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Or listening if you're driving in your car and you're listening. Thank you for that, too.